Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna go ahead and weekly check in for August. I just got paid, so I want to go ahead and review everything that happened within the first week. So I do have my calendar sticker sheet right here plus the add-on. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay out the date dots and the washi, and then right after I'm going to lay out all my expenses, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my weekly check-in all at once. So if you're interested to find out how my first week went, especially with one digital envelope that's kind of very dangerous, then stay tuned and let's get started. Of course, if you guys are wondering, if this is an Erin Condren 7x9 monthly planner, I'll have the links down below. You can go ahead and shop the site, and if it's your first time purchasing a monthly planner or anything from the Erin Condren site, you can use my referral link to get 10%, not 10%, $10 off your purchase. So let's get right into it. So that is how August is gonna look like. I feel like it's a nice match to this month that we're having. I don't know if it's about you, but here in LA, the weather has been kind of changing and shifting. So it wants to be hot, like really hot, and then it wants to be completely gloomy. So I think this terrazzo graphic is so perfect for what LA is looking like. It wants to be summery, but it also wants to be muted. So I'm really happy how everything is going in weather-wise, because honestly, I feel like even though my car kind of reads that it's like 86 degrees, it honestly feels like 90 something, or like even 100. And I'm just like, I'm gonna go probably melt in a different state if it's any hotter than this, but you know, whatever. So anywho, that is how that looks, and it looks gorgeous. I do have date dots that I'm gonna go ahead and add really quickly, and I'll be right back. I feel like this month there wasn't enough asterisks, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put date dots for the 1st to the 31st, and look how tiny these days are, you guys. I don't know, man. August, we shouldn't be spending anything these days because we won't be able to add any expense trackers because we won't have room. So anywho, let me go ahead and put this down and put down the paydays as well. Alright, that's how she be looking. And it's so strange because I reformatted the date dots now to be included in the monthly calendars, and since I reformatted them, I actually made them smaller, so now these feel like super big date dots. But now that I see them in October, I'm like, oh, they're perfect, like tiny and small. So I actually did reformat the date dots as well, and I did bring them back due to popular demand. Oh my god, I did not know a lot of you guys really enjoy date dots. So yeah, I brought them back, and if you guys haven't seen my October new releases, I'll link it up in a card above. I'm not sure if you guys already missed the sale that I had when I released that, but yeah, I did have a sale. So anywho, the only thing that I have this week that was a expense or a bill was my work benefits. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that down really quickly, and I'm gonna do it with this color. So work benefits or health premiums, I did pay that on the 1st, and that was for $128.91. So that has been paid, so I want to go ahead and mark it right over here. Now, I do have my cash envelopes. If you guys don't know, I have been using the Budget Mom's cash envelopes. These are actually a free resource that she has. She came out with these so people could have cash envelopes to save up for some of her products that she's coming out in August, I believe. But I just went ahead and printed them out and just used them as normal cash envelopes with the trackers in the back. The only difference is that these don't actually fit in your wallet if you have a small wallet. So just keep in mind, but these are still great regardless, and they're free in her resource library. So I really do suggest following the Budget Mom. I feel like she has more of a sense of how I want to be in my debt-free journey, because I do want to concentrate on paying off debt but living my best life and also saving for the future. So right now I'm really into her method. But yeah, so for gas, let's get started. This is my least used cash envelope, but let's look. For the 5th, I did actually have 3 transactions. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out some expense trackers. Let me see where I put them at. And I'm gonna go ahead and use purple for my expense for gas. I don't have my actual task card where I actually lay out my legend, and then I actually didn't print out any of my August expense trackers as well, so I'm kind of a really bad shop owner right now. But any expense trackers will do, trust me. It's just whatever preference colors you have. So on the 5th, I actually went to the 76 gas and I ended up pumping $30. And for some reason, and I'm pretty sure it's because everyone's traveling more and going to work, gas went up. It really did go up. So I went ahead and just pumped 30, and that got me a full tank, which is still good for my Honda. But I did notice that gas is creeping up again here in LA. So pretty sad about that. I also, okay, I don't know what it was, but I was going out with my sister that day and I wanted to buy some lottery scratchers. So I also ended up putting a lottery scratchers here. And for charity, I'm going to go ahead and put this. They were having a little bucket that said, do you want to contribute to someone's funeral or cost or something? So I just went ahead and dropped another $1 in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put charity. And that was a total of $3. So I bought 2 lottery tickets and I threw $1 in the little like charity bin. I know a lot of people are affected by like COVID and like so many unexpected deaths, and you're not prepared for it. So I did go ahead and do that, and I should have $47 left in here. So let's check it out. 20, 40, 45, 46, 47. And if you're wondering, I do cash for gasoline because it's cheaper and it's just faster. I just give them a whole bill and call it a day. Next, let's look at spending, which is a danger zone. Like, look at that transaction log, you guys. Don't judge me. And for that, I'm gonna go ahead and use maybe this foam. Let's figure it out. So as soon as I stuffed my cash envelopes, I was craving Chipotle, so I went ahead and bought myself Chipotle. I literally go and I get like the large size of guac with like, you know, a steak bowl and everything. But the weird part is that actually when I got a soda, they actually walked me over to the soda machine and they filled the cup up for me, and I had to tell the lady, I'm like, can you put more ice in that? And I'm like, can you put more soda in that? And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm very picky about how I have my drink, but I thought it was so weird that they were doing it for you. Like, they would just walk you and, you know, like, hey, here's the soda machine, but you cannot touch it. So anywho, I went there and I paid $18.20 just for my food, literally just for me. Then we got Wingstop with Bay on Tuesday. Actually, it was Monday. That day I didn't feel like cooking. Well, it's not that I didn't feel like cooking, but the food had, like, the meat that I put out to defrost was not defrosted yet, and I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. So we split it half and half. So I sent him $20.60 through Zelle. So that is what we ended up doing, and he made me laugh so hard because he was like, hey Erika, you want to know something funny? I was like, hey, what happened? He's like, we at least every 2 weeks we'll eat Wingstop. He's like, every 2 weeks I have a Wingstop expense. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, every 2 weeks. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, how embarrassing. Then on Tuesday, we ended up going to the 99-cent ranch market. We were picking up some Korean barbecue meats because we were having a Korean barbecue night at his parents' house. And in there they had like a little bakery, and they actually sell boba tea or just milk tea, so I just call it boba tea. So I did end up spending $2.98. I love it. Every time I go there, I always come out with a milk tea, and I'm like, the most basic thing ever, but I love it. Like, it's one of my favorite drinks, and just add some boba and I'm like one happy camper. And I usually end up spending like $1 on a croissant because they always have some type of deals. Next, I think it was later on at night, we went to McDonald's. or like right before, because I was starving and we weren't gonna eat anything for a minute because everyone had just eaten except for me. So I ended up going to McDonald's and I spent $8.04 because I was like, I need some fries and like a small cheeseburger. So I was like, I need to eat something. So I did go ahead and buy myself the smallest meal ever so I can eat something while waiting for everyone to get hungry to eat Korean barbecue. Then on Wednesday, I actually went to downtown Disney with my sister, and we ended up going to Ballast Point, which is one of the newer restaurants at the downtown Disney. If you guys haven't been there, it's actually, the parking is free now right now during COVID. Usually parking is pretty kind of expensive, and you usually need to get validation from somewhere, but right now with COVID going on, parking is free in the symbol lot. There's barely any postage so you can see where it's at, but the parking is there, and you just walk into downtown Disney. They check your temperature, they check your bags, they make sure that you're wearing a mask. The cast members are literally on point with checking everybody on that a proper wear of their mask. Like if they see that your mask is a little too low for your nose, they correct you. They correct the kids too. So it's not just adults, it's kids. They're very strict, and the way they're handling social distancing is really nice. And the lines move pretty quickly. But I did go on a Wednesday. My sister was told that to never go on the weekends because cast members said that it's the most packed. You will wait outside in line to get into downtown Disney, so just be aware of that. I really did recommend going on a Wednesday because that was just perfect weather. It was beautiful, barely any lines, and I thought it was perfect. But anyway, I went to Ballast Point and I ended up getting a burger, and it was so juicy, you guys. It was so juicy, and it was at the rooftop kind of patio that they have. I didn't even know half of these restaurants had rooftop like patios, but almost all of them did, because you can only have outside dining. You can't be inside the restaurant at all, and you're pretty socially distanced, and you don't really even interact with the cast members because you literally scan a barcode that's on the table and the menu pops out and a checkout pops out. So you look at the menu and you add to a cart and you check out with your drink and whatever. You leave your tip already, and all the cast members do is just bring you your food, and they're like, here you go, and they walk away. Like they don't really interact with you unless you need napkins or refills. So that was really nice. My nieces, they were so confused. They're like, so what are we waiting for? Or is anyone gonna attend us? And we're like, we're waiting on our food. She's like, we didn't even order. And I'm like, we ordered through our phone, girl. We ordered through our phone. So yeah, that was Disneyland, and it was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Next, and that's it. That's all that I actually spent today. Was Payday, so I actually gave myself $50. If you guys haven't seen my paycheck 2 budget, I mean my paycheck 1 budget, I'll leave it here in a link above. But yeah, that is how I spent this week's spending. I did have $25, almost $26 available to spend, but I knew that it wasn't going to be enough to take me on to the 20th, so I did give myself an additional $50. So anyway, that's that. Then for groceries, Bay was actually the one who needed he needed money because he was gonna do, I forget what he needed, but he needed $10, and he's like, do you have any cash? And he knows I always carry cash. I'm like a cash person. He is not. He only is debit only. So he's like, do you have cash? And I was like, yeah. So I gave him $10. So I'm gonna put Bay needs cash basically, and I gave him 10 bucks. I forgot what he needed it for, but it was on the 4th. I think he was trying to buy like some type of, I don't know what it was, but it was something for Korean barbecue as well. So he needed cash. I gave him 10 bucks, and since it's food, I just got it out of my grocery budget. But anyway, that is how this layout is looking like. Very blue. But yeah, it was such a great week. I'm having a great August, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm hoping this week is even better because this is my Vegas trip, so I can't wait. I will try to vlog, but I'm kind of always nervous about taking my camera in a plane or maybe losing it. I don't know. I'm very, very anxious about all of that. But anyway, let's go ahead and lay out my weekly check-in. Here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and use is it August checks? Yeah, I like to alternate the washies. Of course, you can find any of these stickers on my shop. Like I said, I do have them for 7x9 and 8.5x11 planners. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in just a bit and put this down just like that. Beautiful. And if you're wondering what the weekly check-in is for, because I know not a lot of people do weekly check-ins, I love to do it because I like to see my spending habits just like I do for my calendar. But this one just kind of really puts into perspective numbers instead of like habits. So for me, like the calendar, I can see my habits. Like these 2 days are very heavy because I can see what was happening base day off, and then I went out with my sister, so I can see the habit there. And then for the weekly check-in, I can see the number aspect of it more than the calendar view. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay all these stickers down, and then we'll get right into it. I know there's 5 weeks or 4 weeks in the month, but since I've been doing like a bi-weekly kind of check-in, I don't know, I'm gonna lay them all out, but I probably might not use all of them just because I've been enjoying the way I've been checking in, which is every time I get paid. And I took this idea from Viv Love to Plans. She was using sticker kits for budgeting, and then I realized that she said that she got paid twice a month, I believe, and she just broke it down into those 2 weeks. And I thought, like, that is perfect because that's usually what I like to do. Instead of doing weekly, I like to do it every time I get paid because all those expenses happen within there. So yeah, thanks Viv for the for the inspiration. I really do enjoy it. But anyhow, I'm gonna lay them all out, but you'll see that I will only check in for those times I get paid. So I do groceries, gasoline, spending, and unbudgeted because I never know if I will spend some unbudgeted stuff. And when I talk about unbudgeted, it really just means that I don't have enough money in my cash envelopes to cover the fund, so that expense becomes an entire unbudgeted expense. And I usually do it because I have like a cushion in my bank account that allows me to do that. So that's why I do unbudgeted, because I know a lot of people said, well, how do you afford it if you don't have any cash available for it? I do have a cushion in my bank account. I know that once your cash envelope is empty, that should be it, no more. But there's some circumstances where I'm just like, I'm gonna splurge because I want to splurge. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out and I'll be right back. I'll just fill out all of this so this video won't be so long. Alright, that is how she be looking, and let me actually make the lines like that. It looks very coherent. So let me go to this. Perfect. So that is how that is looking like. Now I do have these stickers, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay them down, even though really kind of irrelevant, but I kind of just want to use the entire sticker kit up. Just put these down to give it like a complete look. And if you're wondering, these are premium matte stickers, so these are not the type that will come off. They'll probably rip your pages, so if you're not used to stickers like this, I will say try out one sticker sheet before you dive into the whole sticker paper that I have, but they're very buttery smooth, so if you enjoy that texture, my stickers do have that. So anyhow, so for the first week, if you guys saw in my August budget, I'll leave the link over here. I did stuff my cash envelopes in that video as well, and I ended up adding $150 here. I ended up adding $40, but since I rolled over money from July, I did end up having $80 in total, and spending, I did give myself the full $100. And then of course for unbudgeted, we never ever have budgeted amounts. I know some people do. I know some people give themselves that cushion that they have in their bank account. I don't, because it's a large cushion, and then I also don't want to give myself any like need to want to spend it just because it's there, because I'm one of those people that, like, if I see money in my account, I kind of want to spend it, but I have discipline enough now to not do that. So anywho, let's look at groceries. Like I said, groceries was only $10. So go ahead and do that. So I am left with 140. So that has been dealt with. Next we have gasoline, and with gasoline I ended up spending $30 on actual gas, $2 on lottery tickets, and $1 on donation charity. So I ended up spending $33 this past week. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And if I do 33 minus 80, so let's do 33 minus 80. I still have $47 left in there, as you guys saw me count it. Oh, for groceries, let me see if I can take out the money to count for you guys right over here. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 40. So 140 is in here. Right in there. Next we have spending. So for spending, and actually let me check off gas. Spending, oh, spending, you can see the spending. We have 2060 plus 804 plus 298 plus 2423. I spent a total of $55.85 within that week. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that here. $55.85. So if I take that out of the 100 that I had, I would have $44.15. Now, I'm not sure why it says I should have $25. So my math might be kind of wrong here. But that's what it says. I should have $44.15. So who knows? And then of course I did not have any unbudgeted, so I'm not negative this week. So yeah, I caught it, you guys. I forgot to add Chipotle, since I did spend money on Chipotle. So $55.85 plus Chipotle, which was $18.20. I actually spent $74.05. So yeah, that has been my check-in, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was nice having a catch-up of what I was doing this entire week, and I'll be back soon for another video. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. You guys mean the world to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.